Once upon a time, there was a kingdom where the people were passionate about a sport called cockfighting. The king was very keen on cockfighting too. He announced that a grand cockfighting tournament would be held in the royal city. The winner of the competition would receive generous reward and great honor throughout the kingdom. In a small village, there lived a poor farmer named John. He lived with his little son, Billy. John was a simple farmer who had no interest in cockfighting or this competition. The local Lord Richard loved cockfighting very much. He took this competition very seriously and wanted to win it, so he decided to find a family to help him raise fighting cocks. Unfortunately, John was chosen. He was very scared because he knew that if he didn't do well, Lord Richard would punish him. John started to search everywhere for a suitable rooster. He went to the neighboring farms, visited the local markets, but all the roosters he saw were not good enough. They were either too small, too weak, or lacked the fighting spirit. John was almost in despair. One night, as John was sitting in his small barn, feeling sad and worried, he heard a strange noise outside. He went out to see what it was and found a beautiful and strong rooster. The rooster had feathers that seemed to shine in the moonlight, and its eyes had a mysterious glow. John had never seen such a rooster before. He thought that perhaps this was a sign from heaven. He decided to take the rooster and train it for the tournament. John named the rooster Sparkle because of its shiny feathers. He started to train Sparkle every day. He taught it how to dodge, attack, and defend. Sparkle was a very intelligent rooster, and it learned quickly. John's son Billy was also very interested in Sparkle. He often watched his father train the rooster. One day, when his father was out, he wanted to train Sparkle like his father did. Billy opened the cage carefully. All of a sudden, Sparkle flew out. Billy was very nervous. He quickly ran to chase after Sparkle, because he was worried that it might escape, and he wouldn't be able to explain to his father. Sparkle flapped his wings hard and ran around. It flew around the chicken coop and over the barn. It was too excited and wanted to get away from Billy. However, Sparkle didn't see the deep well in front of him. As a result, he missed his step and fell into it. Billy was really scared. He quickly ran to the well. But he didn't see a rope on the ground. When he stepped, his foot got caught in the rope. He fell forward. His head hit a stone hard. Then he passed out. When John returned home, he was shocked to see Billy lying unconscious by the well and Sparkle dead in the water. He quickly ran to Billy, checked Billy's breathing, and called his name, but Billy didn't wake up. The doctor came and examined Billy. He said that Billy was in a very serious condition and he might not wake up. John was heartbroken. They prayed every day for a miracle to happen. That night, John was sitting by Billy's bedside, holding his hand. Suddenly, he saw a strange light in the room. John was extremely shocked to find that Sparkle had come back to life and showed up in front of his house. Moreover, John discovered that Sparkle seemed to be much stronger. It showed a mysterious power. Its feathers seemed to be shining. It walked with a strange confidence, and it made a low sound that John had never heard before. Although Billy was still unconscious, John was glad that Sparkle was not dead and that it had gotten stronger. This might let him face Lord Richard and escape punishment. The day of the tournament arrived. People from all over the kingdom came to the royal city to watch the cockfighting. The arena was filled with excited spectators. Lord Richard brought Sparkle to the tournament. The first few fights were easy for Sparkle. He defeated his opponents with ease. His speed and strength were amazing. The crowd cheered and clapped as they watched Sparkle's performance. But as the tournament progressed, the opponents became tougher. In the semi-final, Sparkle faced a very fierce rooster called Thunder. Thunder was a huge rooster with sharp claws and a powerful beak. The fight was very intense. Thunder attacked Sparkle with all its might, but Sparkle was able to dodge most of the attacks. He then counterattacked with quick pecks and jumps. The fight seemed to go on forever. Finally, Sparkle found a loophole and launched a powerful attack. He managed to defeat Thunder and advance to the final. The final fight was against a rooster called King's Pride. It was the favorite of the king and was said to be undefeated. The king himself was watching the fight with great interest. King's Pride was really aggressive and it attacked Sparkle continuously. Sparkle had a hard time defending himself. But then, he remembered all the training he had with John, and he gathered all his strength and courage. He started to fight back with a new strategy. He used his speed to run around King's Pride and then attacked it from the back. King's Pride was confused and couldn't defend itself properly. Sparkle kept attacking rapidly. King's Pride had no chance to fight back. Suddenly, Sparkle launched a heavy blow. Eventually, King's Pride was exhausted and defeated. Sparkle won. He stood in front of King's Pride, tired but happy. The crowd went wild. They cheered and shouted for Sparkle. The king was very shocked, but also really excited and happy. Even though he lost the game, he liked watching a great fight match. Lord Richard won the competition and not only received a large reward, but also received great honor. He promised to give John a lot of money and a small piece of land. When John got home, he was very happy and surprised to find Billy had opened his eyes. Billy said, "Dad, I had a very strange dream. I thought I was Sparkle and fought in a big game." John smiled and said, "It's okay, son. You're with me now. That's the most important thing." After that, John used the money and things Lord Richard gave him. He bought new tools and animals for the farm. The farm got better and better. Billy became healthy again. He and his father were closer than before. However, Sparkle disappeared one night. John looked everywhere for it, but couldn't find it. Some people said Sparkle was sent by God to help John and Billy, and left after completing the mission. John and Billy often talked about Sparkle and that amazing tournament. They knew their lives had been changed forever by this strange and wonderful experience. And they looked forward to each new day, wondering what other surprises life might bring.